The rain had stopped, but the cloud is still hanging low over the Kim family mansion. The air inside was thick with silence, the kind that made even the ticking clock sound loud. Everyone was gathered in the grand living room, watching for the lawyer to read the will of the late chairman Kim Tae-hung's grandfather. Tae-hung sat straight over the velvet couch, calm as ever, his sharp eye fixed on the lawyer. He looked every bit the seer, composed, unbearable, and a little across from him sat his cousin Ming-hyun with a smug smile that Tae-hung tried to ignore. Jungkook, his childhood friend and the only person who made him laugh these days, quietly stood beside him, trying not to look out of place, smug the family member. Lawyer, as per Chairman Kim, final wish, the Kim future, including our company share, will go to his grandson Kim Tae-hung, but only one condition. Everyone leaned forward, Tae-hung forward slightly. Lawyer, he must be married before his 30th birthday. The room filled with gasps and whispers. Mihan, marry? That's ridiculous. What kind of condition is that? Tae-hung didn't say anything. He only tapped his finger lightly. Lawyer, if Mr. Kim Tae-hung fails to marry, the inheritor will pass the next person, family member. All eyes turned towards Min-hyun, who smiled as if the future already belonged to him. Later that evening, Tae-hung stood near the window of his office, staring at the city lights. Jungkook entered quietly, holding a cup of coffee. Jungkook, you didn't eat dinner again? Tae-hung, I wasn't hungry. Jungkook, you are never hungry when you are thinking too much. Tae-hung glanced at him and took the coffee. Tae-hung, you heard what he will said. I have to marry before I turn 30. That's in what? 8 months? Jungkook, that's enough time to fall in love. Tae-hung gave him a look, half assumed, half disbelief. Tae-hung, love is overrated. I just need to protect what grandfather built. If Min-hyun gets his hand, Jungkook, so you are thinking of a business marriage? Tae-hung, something like that. There was a long pause, then Tae-hung suddenly turned to Jungkook with that familiar mischievous in his eyes. Tae-hung, marry me. Jungkook merely spilled his coffee. Jungkook, what? Tae-hung, you heard me. You are the only one I trust. I'll be a fake marriage just for the inheritance. No real commitment, no drama. Jungkook, are you serious? Tae-hung, completely. Jungkook looked at him speechless. His heart was already racing, not because of deal, but because he had secretly liked Tae-hung for years. Jungkook, and if people find out it's fake, Tae-hung, they won't. You are good at acting, right? Jungkook sighed. Jungkook, you have no idea how much trouble this will bring. Then I'll thrive in trouble. A few weeks later, newspapers spread across the country. CEO Kim Tae-hung marries his childhood friend Jeon Jungkook. The photos were everywhere. The wedding was simple but elegant, just enough to convince the media. Taehyung looked calm in every picture while Jungkook smiled nervously beside him. At first things were fine. They shared Taehyung penthouse, had breakfast together, and even went to company events hand in hand. Taehyung teased Jungkook often. Taehyung, you walk like a robot. Loosen up, husband. Jungkook, stop. Stop calling me that in public. Taehyung, why? You blush every time. It's interesting. It's entertaining. Their arguments were filled with humor, but slowly something started to change. Taehyung found himself watching Jungkook more than he should. The way Jungkook laughed, the way he got shy when Taehyung teasing him, it made his chest feel tightened in a strange, unfamiliar way. One night, Taehyung caught himself smiling just because Jungkook fell asleep on the couch with the blanket wrapped around him. Taehyung whispering, "You are really making this fake marriage to real, Jungkook." Meanwhile, Minhyun wasn't happy. He was furious that Taehyung had found a loophole, but he wasn't alone. Jenny, Taehyung's PR manager, had her own reason for disliking Jungkook. She had feeling for Taehyung and hated seeing him with someone else. Jenny, you really think that boy deserves him? He's not compared to you. Minhyun, I don't need him to deserve Taehyung. I just need to ruin him. Jenny smiled. Jenny, I might have an idea. Day later, the storm hit. One morning, Taehyung's phone wouldn't stop ringing. Messages, calls, and emails. All the same things, leaked photos, picture of him and Jungkook in the garden of their home. It was fake. It wasn't a real. From a private moment they had shared it in the night before after a silly argument that turned soft and warm. Now the world has seen it. Headline scream across every screen. Jungkook manipulated Seo. Taehyung of inheritance. Was the marriage a lie? Jungkook, the husband. The media choice was uncontrollable. Jungkook stood in the living room, pale, trembling slightly. Jungkook, I swear I didn't leak those. You believe me, right? Jungkook stayed silent for a few seconds, too long. His eyes were cold but not angry, confused, hurt, unsure. Tehang, I don't know who to trust right now. That one sentence broke Jungkook's heart more than the headlines. He nodded quietly, blinking fast. Jungkook, right, of course. I understand. He walked past Taehyung and went to his room. Taehyung didn't stop him, but his chest felt heavy. Later that night, Taehyung sat alone in the dark living room scrolling through the news article. Every comment stable at him. Gold digger. Lawyer, fake marriage. He closed his eyes, remembering Jungkook's trembling voice, thinking to himself, why didn't I just trust him? Day passed. Jungkook stayed quiet, avoiding Taehyung whenever possible. He stopped attending public events, stopped smiling when the house felt emptier. Jenny watched from the side, pretending to comfort Taehyung while feeding more rumors to the press. Minhyun celebrated, but one evening when Jungkook came home early, he saw something that shattered his calm. Jungkook was standing by the balcony, looking out at the sunset, his eyes red from crying. Taehyung frozen. Taehyung, Jungkook? Jungkook turned and slowly, Jungkook, oh, you are home early? Taehyung, you haven't been eating. Jungkook, what? Why? Does it matter? You don't even believe me. Taehyung flinched. Taehyung, I made a mistake. Jungkook, a mistake? You didn't just doubt me, Tae. You left me alone when the whole world called me names. Jungkook was broke a little, and that hurt Taehyung's more than any insult. He stepped closer, his usual sharpness gone. Taehyung, I'll fix this. I don't know how yet, but I will. Jungkook, it's not about fixing it for the media, it's about what we were supposed to be. Taehyung looked down, guilt heavy in his chest. For the first time, the confidence here looked small. Taehyung, then let me start by trusting you again, Jungkook. Jungkook didn't reply, just turned towards the sunset silence. Then she stayed beside him for a while, watching the sky turn dark. In that quiet moment, he made a silent promise to protect Jungkook, not as a fake husband, but as someone who truly mattered to him. That night, Taehyung went to his study and pulled out old photo albums, picture of him and Jungkook as childhood, laughing, running thought the fields behind their old neighborhood. Taehyung whispering, I have been with Taehyung whispering, you've been with me since the start, haven't you? He smiled softly, but it didn't reach his eyes. He knew what he had to do next. The next morning, he called his assistant Taehyung. I want every details about the leak. Who sent it, when, and from which device? He was no longer calm. Breathe his sharp voice. There was quite anger, not for Jungkook, but for whoever he had tried to hurt him. As the day went on, the truth began to unfold piece by piece. Jenny's name appeared where he shouldn't have, and Minhyung's phone was tracked to the first media contract. Taehyung jaw tightened. Taehyung, so it was you too. He didn't comfort them yet, not yet. He wanted the timing to be perfect, because this time it wouldn't just to be about revenge. It would be about proving Jungkook's innocence and showing the world what it truly meant when he called Jungkook his husband. Morning light fell through the tall window of the Hung office. The city below looked peaceful, but his thoughts were not. He had spent the whole night tracing messages and calls, and every piece of proof led to the same name, Jenny and Minhyun. He sat beside his desk, tired but steady. The truth from seeing Jungkook cry still sat in his chest. Taehyung quietly, I'll fix it today. He pressed the intercom, Taehyung asked Jennie and Minhyung to meet me at 10 in the conference room. At 10 sharp, the door opened. Jennie walked in fast, pretending to be calm. Minhyung followed, smiled, as thought nothing had happened. Jennie, you called for us, sir? Taehyung said. His voice was polite, but the air around him felt cold. The obey, he opened a folder on the table, screenshots, call records, and a printed message that saw Jenny number linked to the media contract. Taehyung, I'll ask once. Who leaked the photos? Minhyung shifted. Minhyung, how would we know? Those pictures could have come from anywhere. Taehyung, stop! The single word silenced him. Taehyung, the photos were taken from a camera placed in my garden. The security log so Jenny had used the system 2 nights before the leak. The file was sent from Minhyung's phone. The next morning, Jenny face fell. Jenny, I only wanted to protect you. That was hurting your image. Taehyung, protect me? His voice softened, but the disappointment in it was sharper than anger. Taehyung, you both hurt the only person who stood me since childhood. You made him a villain to protect what? Your pride, your greed. Minhyung tried to speak, but Taehyung cut him off. Taehyung, leave the company. Both of you, effective immediately. The board will hear the full truth tomorrow. Jenny's eyes filled with tears she could not use anymore. Minhyung glared, but he knew it was useless. They left in silence. When the door closed, Taehyung leaned back and exclaimed. He should have felt relief, but he didn't. He only felt the weight of what he had done to Jungkook. That evening he went home early. The penthouse was quiet. Jungkook wasn't in the living room. The balcony curtain flared softly in the breeze. He found him there watching the small plants they have brought together. Taehyung, you still take care of them? Jungkook, they didn't do anything wrong. Taehyung stood a few steps behind. The simple answer hit him hard. Taehyung, I found out who leaked the photo. Jungkook didn't turn. Jungkook already guessed. Taehyung, it was Jennie and Minhyung. They worked together and I fired them. The watering can stopped midair. Jungkook finally looked at him, eyes unsure. Jungkook, you really did? Taehyung, yes. And tomorrow, I hold a press conference. I'm going to clear your name. Jungkook gave a small, tired laugh. Jungkook, you don't have to do that. The world will forget in a week anyway. Taehyung, I'm not doing it for the world. I'm doing it for you and for me. He stepped closer, voice low. Taehyung, because I can't stand seeing you hurt because of me. Jungkook blinked first, try not to cry again. Jungkook, you didn't trust me when I need you to. Taehyung, I know I was scared of losing you, of losing everything I built, and in that fear I almost lost the person who ever made it worth having. The sincerity in his tone made Jungkook thought tighten. He looked away, but Taehyung reached out, touching his wrist lightly. Taehyung, come with me tomorrow, please. The next day, the press room buzzed with reporters and flashing cameras. Taehyung walked in with Jungkook beside him, his hand hovering close but not touching, not yet. Everyone went silent as I took the microphone. Taehyung, thank you for coming. I have something to say. He paused, scanning the room. Taehyung, a week ago photo of my husband and we were leaked. Many call in manipulation or a fake marriage. Today I am here to tell you the truth. Whisper spread separately. Taehyung, why stay calm but firm? Taehyung, yes, our marriage began as an arrangement under my grandfather's will, but somewhere is that pretense. I found something real. Jungkook didn't use me. I am the one who fell in love first. The room felt completely quiet. Even Jungkook stared at him in disbelief. Those who leaked the photo have been removed from the company. They acted out of jealousy and selfishness. As for Jungkook, he is not a gold. He is the man who taught me how to be human again. He turned towards Jungkook and for the first time smiled softly in front of everyone. And if anyone still doubt our marriage, let me be clear. He has been my husband for real, all alone. Cameras clicked quietly, reporters shouted questions, but Taehyung ignored them. He looked only Jungkook. Jungkook eyes were glassy, his lip trembling. Jungkook, you didn't have to say all that in front of everyone. Taehyung, I need to. He stepped down from the and stepped right in front of him. Taehyung, because I wanted the world to know that I was too afraid to admit to you. Jungkook, was that? Taehyung, that I love you. The room interpreted in noise, but inside there is a small circle. It felt silence. Jungkook stared at him completely still. Jungkook said again. Taehyung, I love you, Jungkook. Tears finally rolled down Jungkook's cheeks. He didn't care who was watching. He stepped closer and whispered almost. Taehyung, you made me cry again, Taehyung. Then let me make it up to you. He cupped Jungkook's face gently and to his forehead first, and quiet apology, then another on his a promise. For a moment, the camera flashed like firework, but Taehyung didn't pull away. Later that night, the chores of the day was behind them. The apartment felt warm again. They sat on the couch to kick off a bow of random between them. Jungkook, you completely shocked the media. Taehyung, good. Maybe they all stop calling you name now. Jungkook, they are calling you the romantic CEO now. Taehyung, I like that better. Jungkook laughed softly, resting his hand on Taehyung's shoulder. Jungkook, you really scared for me? Well, Taehyung, it was never gone. It's just changed its name. Jungkook to what? Taehyung, to love. Jungkook lifted his head and smiled like shining. Jungkook, you are getting good at this romantic talk. Taehyung, I have a good teacher. They looked together. The weight that had helped them for a week finally lifted. They turned into weak. The media slowly moved on to other side, but their confession stayed everywhere, a symbol of loyalty and love. One weekend, they visited the old neighborhood where they had played as children. The same quiet tree still stood behind the small hill. Jungkook, you remember this place? Taehyung, of course. You pushed me off that swing once. Jungkook, you were showing off? They both laughing. Taehyung reached into his pocket and took out a small silver ring. Simple, not flashy. Taehyung, the marriage before was a deal. This one's my choice. He slipped the ring into Jungkook's finger. Jungkook, you are serious? Taehyung, completely. Jungkook blinked back tears and nodded. Jungkook, then my answer is yes. Taehyung smiled, a real, ungrateful smile. Him again, and sure under the same tree where their friendship had begun. Month later, the campaign Minghyung and Jennie faded from the headlines. Inside the office, everyone whispered about how their costume has changed. He smiled more, laughed easily, and never hid the small ring on his hand. A home morning were filled with quiet teaching. Jungkook made office too strong again. Taehyung, you keep drinking it, thought. Jungkook, because you made it. They chuckled and leaned down to settle a quick before heading to work. Their life wasn't dramatic anymore, just peaceful, full of gentle jokes and shared bliss. The inheritance war was over, but the real world reward stayed in the love they had found to keep. As the sun over the city, Taehyung looked at Jungkook across the breakfast table. The thought to himself, this time isn't fake, this time it's forever.